thinking, but just a quick correction. So today, the 17th of January, 2021, the way they speak to Una right now, my name Prince Emil Koma of the Then and Now platform. This is the Media Empire, the Rising Media Empire. And I'm co-hosting this special program here tonight. It's a voice, you know, where I'm becoming proud and feel very good for the introduction on this platform because it's a renowned voice in terms of which we do so, social media platform. And she's none other than Sister Janet Martha Musa. With me today, we get a very special guest. But before I come to the special guest, I want to talk about two things quickly. And these are really, really special things that I want to talk about. And then come in two diverse form, two opposite form. In other words, one is about joy and the other one is about sadness. I repeat, one is about joy and the other is about sadness. In this light, ladies and gentlemen, not too long ago, as one can see now the background profile, we lost a brother. We lost a friend. We lost a community. We lost somebody where we can count on in many respects in terms of the struggle where we go with or by on a daily basis. This person what they talk about, now person way very familiar to the community, but now the news don't spread. A lot of people don't hear it, and a lot of homes are really sad now. Much more for talk about the man in home. This brother, what they talk about now, the late brother Raymond Sombe. Brother Raymond Sombe, I can't for know, not very long, but for the short time I can't for know him. I can't for go deep respect for him. Despite we division in terms of the thing what they try for champion, which is a debate for the national cause. In get, of course, one man's meat is another man's poison. But despite in get a difference in terms of the way they do me presentation, notwithstanding, the brother can always offer an advice on the way out to go. Tonight, I want to use this platform for express with deepest and profound and sincere condolences to the bereaved family of the late Raymond Sombe. These profound condolences will they offer from this platform then and now not only go to Brother Sombe, the late Brother Sombe, but also to the wider community, because despite him being a parcel of a family, especially the immediate one, he was also a part and parcel of a community of Sierra Leoneans, and that community will miss him dearly. I'm beginning to miss him dearly, because I just met the brother shortly. Few days later, I read that he's passed on the great beyond. I want to use the opportunity once more for express sincere condolences and tell the family that this passage is a passage of right. It hard for describe as such, but it's just the fact. It's a passage of right. It's a passage that we all will have to go through. It's inevitable. But notice this, or notice those of us that are highly scriptural, okay, godly people. The body perishes, but the soul lives on. And so it is with the late brother Sombe. May the soul of this brother find perpetual peace in Jesus' name.
Amen.
Amen. Okay, family, like I say, we got a very special brother on the program here tonight. He's a Sierra Leonean, but of course he represents something way far bigger than Sierra Leone. And Sierra Leone must be really proud of him. Okay? When they talk about border way, they become a specialist now, a special area in terms of medical science. Something where a disease we don't they plague with for quite a long time. It still continue for plague with community, not only with community, it's global. And the hunt and search for a cure is ongoing. Researches have been commissioned. Billions of pounds and dollars are being spent on this particular area of science we want to talk about tonight. Tonight, we get an oncologist. Who is an oncologist? An oncologist is somebody who study the study of cancer. Cancer, as we go understand, another menacing disease where they kill people in left, right, and center, and different aspects about them, in which it gets something for do with genetics, it gets something for do with the cells. But I will pause there because this not only area, and I can begin make like say Sabi before I can't fault this now. But luckily for us, ladies and gentlemen, we get somebody, like I say, of specialty, and this person is none other than Dr. Augustine D. Tarawally. Dr. Tarawally, welcome to the program, sir.
Thank you, sir, Mr. Kroma. Thank you, fellow Australians. Thank you, listeners.
Yes, Dr. Tarawally, and many thanks again for taking the opportunity for coming at the dinner now. Only for one reason, for can talk to you people, and not only to you people personally, but to the world generally, because this platform gets thousands of viewers globally. People away come out, you come out, people away they understand the language that you speak, and people who don't understand the local parlance, but rather the Queen's language generally. So I want to say thank you very much again once more for coming. But before we go any further, Doctor, please give me a brief introduction, of yourself. In other words, who are you? Waiting, who's this motivation come off from? Because it's not a small area, when they talk about oncologists. When you say yourself, if na Scrabble now you in a play and you spell that, you just score boku points, here on a Scrabble board. This we get with your own brother where they study this particular design of medicine. So we wanted the brother tell me who is he, what he motivated him for go into this particular field of study, and how it all started. Doctor, it's all yours, sir.
Prince, can I say something?
Oh yeah, of course. Please feel free, Janet. Anytime for jumping.
Yes, okay. Well, we want to say today now your wedding anniversary. We want to say congratulations.
My wife will love you for this.
Congratulations to you and your wife on our wedding anniversary. And
Absolutely.
we tell you thank you for hold the institution to the highest level. Thank you very much. And well, I hope to meet her someday, very soon. And
very
also,
soon
before we go further, I just want to say hello to Dr. Sheku Sise. He's not with us today, but this program been born out of the Aeon motivation or inspiration to do telemedicine from the part of the country where they, and luckily we don't get Dr. Tarawally, who is also very happy to join this fight against diseases in our country and are able for people and for medicines. All right, gentlemen, continue the conversation. I'm listening.
Thank you so much, Sister Janet. For butting in. You just stole the show. I can tell you that. You just made my home, somehow, somewhere convenient for me tonight. I almost forgot, But this is what smart people do. Doctor, it's up to you, sir.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kroma. Let me also congratulate you on your wedding anniversary. I wish you all the best in matrimony, you and your family.
Thanks, Doc.
Coming to myself, well, what I can say, I'm Dr. Augustine Alusain Dauda Tarawally, a Sierra Leonean. I born and grew up in a saloon. I attend various schools in Sierra Leone, first at Sierra Leone, Mines. Then later during the wartime, we moved to Freetown. I happened for finished secondary school at St. Edwards. After that, the war still continued, but we'll be fortunate for make a get scholarship for can study overseas in the late years of the war, around 2000, 2001. So I've been doing my first studies. I went home. I worked for a while. And as you say, the medical profession in Sierra Leone and medical care services, it has so many challenges. Yeah. So, and then challenges they will see, we prompt me to make a can study back in oncology, make a can specialize in oncology. But what actually prompt me to make a study medicine, my late daddy in that one, we get a profound psychological impact on me when my papa died in a hospital. That was in 1993. He died of kidney failure. So as a child, I'm not really able to go about it. I'm not understand what's going on. Well, he died, and I've been asked myself so many questions by then. Maybe was there something we don't do, or something we did not do, or why you not be take one of my kidney and gam if you need one, you know, those naive thinking actually. So after I go through that experience there, now I decide say, well, I for study medicine, because my initial aim was make I study medicine and really find out what kill me daddy and what happened. But years on pass, I don't grow wiser, you know, I don't become more mature, I don't understand. Say, well, death, as you see, is inevitable, and it comes in different forms. Yeah. So while I not be able to save me daddy by then, I trained for make able to save what I will save now. So thank you very much.
Yes, doctor. Many thanks. You know, it's a kind of emotional, you know, a kind of connection. I feel the emotion myself. And part of the subject matter we want to talk about today is cancer. I lost my late mom to cancer as well. Wish I could have taken the path that you've taken, you know, yeah, for studies on for save humanity. But keeping the emotions aside, Doc. So we come back again, you know, to this specific field of oncology, because generally, yes, you lost the old man and there was not much you could do. You wish you'd been longer your kidney. I mean, looking back, you know, on reflection, the things that you wish you did not do. Unfortunately, you didn't do that. But you decide to commit yourself to mankind, you know, saving mankind. But then you find yourself drifting into an area in which more of us are dying, which is oncology. So if you want to tell us a brief about oncology, within oncology, Doc, if you want to break down to within oncology and the rest of it, then maybe we can take on from there, sir.
Well, oncology is a combination of two words, right? Greek and Latin, right? Because medical language generally they combine Greek, ancient Greek and Latin. That's what you use in medicine. So onco means something bulky or a tumor, something hard and bulky, right? Logy means to study. So, like broadly speaking, to a layman, for explaining to him, oncology is the branch of medicine, medical science, where they deal with the treatment of bulky things that happen at the body. But for speak intellectual language, oncology is the branch of medical science where they study about prevention, diagnostics, treatment of cancers.
Yeah.
So okay. What's in a cancer exactly?
Exactly.
Make I just elaborate further. What's exactly in a cancer? Well, cancer, people when they hear you name, they can free. Cancer, oh, cancer. The moment people cancer, they don't free. They think that it's a death sentence. No. Cancer not a death sentence. Cancer is just a name we then give to almost 100 different type of diseases. Right? And fortunately, most of these diseases wouldn't fall under the category of cancer. They're incurable, they're treatable, they treat you well. Sure. Right? So basically, cancer, now when a normal life process, because life itself, looking at it from the eyes of an oncologist, life itself is a cancerous process with the under control. A cancer process under control is normal life. When that process go out of control, it becomes cancer. Right from the cellular level, from the level of the cells. And when normal cells they divide, because with them born, you get for grow. Yeah. Right? Your cells in the divide for make you grow, make them meet your physiological needs. So when that division they take place normally, that is normal life. But when that division begin take place abnormally, it lead to cancer if they're not stopped in time.
Okay. So that leads me to this particular question, Doctor, while we wait for Sister Janet. Thank you for breaking that down. But from what you just explained just now, it will occur to me like this is something preventable. And preventable in the sense that if earlier care is taken, earlier spotting is taken, or even earlier treatment, because you can get the thing, because the cells they can split, you get new ones and you get old ones and you get bad ones and you get good ones. But if you can able to spot them earlier, it is preventable. Will that be a correct characterization, doctor, in terms of cancer?
Well, not all cancers. Some are preventable, right?
Yeah.
Some are preventable, like cervical cancer now. Most times it is caused due to HPV, human papillomavirus. Then get a vaccine for them. So those ones are preventable. You understand? But not all cancers are preventable. What we stress here is this. Almost all cancers then treatable and curable. It just depends on certain factors. One of the factors we just don't talk about, one, early detection. Because it's very difficult for diagnose cancer. Pinpoint and say, this is it. That is one of the difficulties. Right? Secondly, it also depends on the type of cells. We don't begin to grow abnormally. Thirdly, it also depends on the age of the patient.
Okay.
Fourthly, it also depends on which stage where the cancer don't develop, it don't reach, where the diagnosis at which point.
Okay.
Then fifthly, it also depends on the facilities available for where they treat. What's available for where they able to treat that patient in due time, because treatment of cancer, not to one specialty, nobody do. It's a multidisciplinary approach. So you have to bring in all other specialists that were necessary for the treatment, for treatment, when they all can make their own input in time.
Right. Okay. So not to I mean a multiple sort of kind of disease, if you like, and you break them down to parts. So let me talk about the earlier stage. So if we go talk about detection, for example, from the very onset, is this something that people can detect from the onset, or is there something that people need for do for avoid in the first place of getting this cancer, or it's just a natural process, like you talk, people go age, and then the cells go begin for split, and then you go have the good ones, and then the bad ones. Give me an idea, doctor, on waiting lay people like we can do, we don't understand this thing at all.
Well, Mr. Krumah, you partly correct. You the way you just present them, it's not just coherent, but you correct. Detection, actually, because if you look at you have to look at various types of cancers first, because some cancers they age specific. You go only get between certain age group before you develop cancer. Some cancer they sex specific. You only get for belong to a particular sex, other man or woman before you get cancers. You understand? Some cancer they within is just family specific, right? So you can forget the genes of that family before you be able to get then kind cancers. So these are all those factors, those natural factors, some environmental factors. Yes, we'll be able to detect cancer at an early stage. If they do screening, mandate, if they say, okay, fine, low screen, every man who don't pass above 50 years for prostate cancer. Right, for example. Because either way, prostate get for grow. After a certain age, it get for enlarge. As a male, we don't pass 50 years, you go for experience certain abnormalities. So if we say let's screen every male above 50, right? We will root out, we will see 1 or 2 cases we will handle earlier on. Or we'll do genetics testing. Say, fine, we'll screen every female for the breast cancer gene, right? every female from the age of 25, let's say for example, we all know now, they get this gene, we will make it develop breast cancer later in life.
Yes.
So if you do that sampling day, you go select, see 2-3 people then, we will put them under monitoring, we will watch them. Say every year on account for examination. Yes. Go do this, go do A, go B, go do C.
Right.
So these are the things. So it's like almost a combination of everything. We just don't put in one question, bulky question, don't throw at me. All those factors.
Okay, doctor, something the way you
all
don't say, Prince.
Needed.
Yes, so something the way you don't say we're very, very important. And we talk specifically now for we on country Sierra Leone. You know, we don't have this medical setting over here where a certain age where woman they reach, you know, you go do you smear test, you know, because I am 61 now. The last smear test was in November when I was still 60. So which means I don't get the result and then they say you will no longer be required to do this test unless otherwise, you know. So waiting me to say yeah, so the one that already listen to we, the one that we go get for listen to we after woman there, any woman we don't pass certain age. Please do ya with a beg una. I know say they say Mary Stopes they do this test here, the PAPS test or smear test. We go ask them for let them go do that test there, you know, and keep yourself safe, not just depend on chance, you know. And the same thing we talk about the prostate as well. If you man not reach certain age, past 50, go do you test, go to your doctor, and then go check you. You know, because I got my the male members of my family, they are prone to this particular condition, you know. So we know that going forward, every man within my family, they're all young now, you know, the one that we've been getting a non-person, you know, but we know from their young example, the young past now, we know saying that something we'll get for deal with the male and our family. So the Dr. A.D, I beg you, I want for let you put a word out there, you know, to everybody where they watch this program. So the one that will go watch her later, whether you are in the village, whether you are somewhere in Sierra Leone, certain age where you don't reach now, where you want to encourage them, say, do ya? You know, I said, in a doctor's voice and a doctor's conviction, speak to my people.
Well, thank you very much, Madam Janet. You made a special appeal to the woman them above 50 or 60. Well, may they make a special appeal to the woman then within reproductive age. First and foremost, those within reproductive age. Yes, because certain cancers, you can even get out within reproductive age. Then if they want they wouldn't reach reproductive age yet, the girl picking them. And there was a time when they will get a program where they give them HPV vaccine for prevent cervical cancer. So if such vaccination program they on Sierra Leone, may encourage a girl picking them between the ages of 10 to 12. Once they not begin doing my business it, when they go take the vaccine. It's very, very useful. Then number one. Then talking about with people them for the need for me them be informed and do what is necessary for me them able to get early care or early treatment. Well, as I can see, Sierra Leone is a challenging country. The healthcare system is very, very challenging. And I know the lie. For treat cancer, even for diagnose them alone, you need money. And we know see we country will not get access to medical facilities and even for see the doctor self, you go for pay somehow. So this is the limit with people then for many access healthcare. It's very, very challenging. So we need for really look at this factor so that to make healthcare accessible to people. And then they will take advantage of the fact that healthcare available now. I can go check myself up regularly without not paying money. Because what they keep somebody and people that out of hospitals, they say, we say I go doctors, may I pay money. You understand? And that person then now, if you go for feeding family, you get in few loans, you get 2-3 picking for feed. Then if you say, not another family, I know go see doctor because this money I will use it for feeding picking.
Yeah.
So these are the underlying factors and force we need for address. Then we will address the issue of people not going to hospitals. If we remove these factors, right, we make sure the hospital accessible, the professionals and they then people that they access medicine, medical care at a cost we not to cow price or at no cost at all, it will be much, much better.
Right. So, Doctor, many thanks for this, because the end focus is how we can help for alleviate this problem, back Sierra Leone. And not only Sierra Leone, because like I've been saying, even though the numbers low for now with people that elect politics, wonderful. If this were some politics, imagine this is medical, they would have been flocking the platform. But I have no doubt that many people will listen to later on, because probably they get 1 or 2 other things, for do. And gradually they are warming up to a health program na the platform. So you don't identify some of the things that way with people like in do down there. Abiwala will talk about the facilities that way available down there and how the numbers are growing, and whether the numbers that are growing are sort of measurable in terms of the available facilities them for treat potentially people that will suffer from cancer.
Well, as of now, cancer care in Sierra Leone is very, very minimal, to say the least. I know one or 2 doctors where they handle cancer cases. I can talk with them and they tell me the challenges that they face. Because as I say, for managed cancer cases, not to one specialty, like a multidisciplinary approach everybody they use. So let's say, for example, right, somebody gets breast tumor, right? You get some bulky something like breast, like chest, woman. You go see doctor say fine. Let's do operation, let's pull this thing, right?
Yeah.
We doctor they pull them, they send them to a pathologist, may go watch them, right? You know the tab the pathologist go send samples, they send other samples into a cytologist, somebody specialized in cells. You know the tab you go send that same sample, part of it to a geneticist, somebody study genetics, make you see the from the point of view of the genes and we make that thing they develop. You know the tab when all the results don't come, if you don't able to pull the tumor, based on the result in the further treatment go for the whether they will use medicine for treat further, or they send them to a radiotherapist for treat with radio waves, right? You know, they even have even when the patient recover, if for them the observation for at least 5 years. 5 years survival for the watch time. So you see, so if you look at all these factors put together, we're not get a complete cancer care infrastructure, both in human resources, in the equipment, and then other factors. We'll not get a complete one. We just get maybe we'll get the doctors and yes, we will do their own. But for complete the entire process, we'll not get them.
Okay, doctor. Having said that, what you don't explain, so don't make now, we don't get a fuller understanding as to why when I don't call the doctor a name, but there's a doctor in Sierra Leone where they say they diagnose them with ovarian cancer, and few people make the claim, say, how would they have done it when we don't get certain type of doctors in that country? We will be very clear on this diagnosis where they don't make. you know, so haven't for me to explain so now. Within your own concern, you know, you talk about constraints, you know, in terms of human resources, in terms of equipment, and even the science itself, you know, and all of that kind of picture there. Which way to go? What can we say? What do you appeal to? Because at the end of the day, the government, you know.
Well, as scary as that might be, as that might sound,
yes.
That is why some of us took the challenge in the first place. And
thank you very much.
We get so many colleagues, then they back home, we don't even really further for face the challenges. So we just need for one, first and foremost, we need for training what among the force, the human resources.
Yes.
We get a very young population of doctors in Sierra Leone. The average age of doctors in Sierra Leone is around 30, 35. Right? Yes. So we get a very young population. We need for train them, give them access to postgraduate training facilities, both within and without Sierra Leone. First and foremost, let's get a core of doctors and we will send abroad for country train. Then they will be now training Sierra Leoneans on Sierra Leonean soil. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to happen overnight.
Yes.
Now, nobody knows how to play magic. Magic may happen. No.
Yes.
But if we give yourself like 5-6 years plan, work towards that, we will get a high turnover, right? Yes. Of doctors right across the board, or specialists right across the board. That's number one. Then number two, for cancer specifically, we need to get an institution, right? Separate from what we get right now in Salon, maybe Connaught, Cottage, and other places, with now a government hospital, right? Treatment centers. We need to get a whole center, a whole institution dedicated to the diagnostics and treatment of cancer, all types of cancers. We need to have that institution built. It not only be for that, for diagnosis and treatment, it will also be there for teaching.
Yeah.
Because once a cancerous case now, right? A cancer case, it not only go for stop at the diagnosis and treatment, it go for be a follow-up for the next 5 years. Yes. Then if we don't diagnose and I find say a genetically something related to a background, a family background or something, you go inside, we move from family to family, from Peking to from mama to Peking, from daddy to Peking. Then when I go begin watch that in family lineage now.
Yes.
You see, when I begin watch them. So okay, you know, say breast cancer in woman, your granny be get them, your mama don't can get them. So the chances are the girl Peking will likely get them. So whether girl Peking don't reach maturity age, they don't begin born Peking, they will call them in. Right? Go do some scans, go do ultrasound. We don't reach age of menopause, go do mammogram.
Yes.
Right? Or get some blood work, check if you get some markers. So if we get such an institution, we will really fight cancer.
Right. Wow.
Because one of the problems then...
Yeah, go on, doctor. Yeah, please.
One of the problems then, actually, Australia they in a very favorable place in terms of certain cancers. Right? Yes, we're not really that bad as other countries, even the developed world. We're not really that bad as what you don't see now.
How so? And when you say wait, sorry, doctor. I just want to let family understand, you know, when you use that phrase, the waiting with the sea now, yeah. In other words, to say you the waiting with the sea. Where are you, doc?
Oh, I'm in Russia. I'm working at the Tarawally State Oncology Hospital. It's a whole institution built for the treatment of cancers only.
Okay, so family Onayeri, the doctor who we talk to today, as we tell you from the very beginning, is based in the Russian Federation. and it work an institution which is dedicated solely to the treatment and blah, blah, blah of cancer. So we get the doctor here. Doctor, carry on, please. Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah, so as I'm saying, looking at Sierra Leone, right, certain type of cancers, we normally, they not really show up in the population regularly. The creamy they see now, right? Number one, Sierra Leoneans, they would eat very good food. The food we eat is healthy, 100% healthy, because almost we eat fresh food every day. We eat more of vegetables, right? Plant-based materials now they eat. So we not lack so many vitamins. We not lack so many minerals. So certain type of cancers, like colorectal cancers, are not beaucoup among Sierra Leoneans because of the food we eat. Then, of late, we don't begin to see certain type breast cancers in young population, right? Yeah. In even Tarawally, we don't see breast cancer patients of 26 years, 30, you know. In Sierra Leone also, I've talked to a colleague where they don't begin to see them among 30-year-old female, then 40. So many factors and they were responsible for that actually. But one of the reasons then, before now, if we look at Sierra Leonean society, right? First, then women reach 15 years, they pass through normal life cycles, right? They began to man, they married, born pikin, breastfeed, you know. Then after that, born pikin, breastfeed, right through life. That was just a cycle. So her hormonal cycles, but they go according to natural wave. So that we make women in Africa in particular and Sierra Leone, women in Africa in general and Sierra Leone in particular, nobody experience things like breast cancers regularly. But now, lifetime things don't change, lifestyle don't change. Woman go for go school for she's 18, 20, go university, add plus or minus 4 years university, don't go 22, 24. Then, you know just go for doing that and begin born picking year in, year out, you know. So then hormonal irregularity did take place because we put on
a hold.
Yeah. You understand? So
Yes.
all these we don't see certain diseases then in the past. Oh, nobody see them now. Oh, we don't see certain diseases then. Now nobody see them in the past.
Yeah.
Yeah, but all is not really bad about Sierra Leone. Looking at it, if I compare data now, right? What you mean they see now and what thing they happen in Sierra Leone in terms of, you know, cancers. The only problem we will lack, will not get institutions then, will not get the professionals then for do everything in time. That is it. Yes. If we get at least the basics, we will do a lot of things and save so many lives from cancer.
Thank you so much.
So, doctor, I get few questions what I want to ask prior to your conclusion of this. But your conclusion of this just make me definitely going to ask you this question. In other words, my understanding of which you just articulated just now is this disease, you know, is on the rise. But from what you know, as big a country as you are, where you study or you belong to a special area of cancer, when the institution is dedicated to, we in Sierra Leone, a population of almost 8 million people, are far better off because we eat, you know, a naturally based plant. But notwithstanding, things are still, you know, going out of hand. In other words, what we lack, if I understand you well again, now the facilities for cope with the kind of things they are where they unfold on we. Since these facilities are lacking, doctor, it means that to me, I interpret them as such that, well, until the facilities are available, we will continue to perish. If that's the case, what can we do for avert that situation and we better ourselves and cut down the numbers, because you talk about statistics, doc?
Availability of facilities, yes, it is needed. That one we no go sugarcoat them. It's needed, but the determination of the medical community, you know, the determination of the doctors and healthcare professionals in Sierra Leone, really, they make a lot of positive impact. Because, like, even in the absence of nothing, they are giving their best. So, if we say only that because of lack of facilities, then we'll go for perish, then you might be right. But I don't believe we'll go for perish simply because of the lack of facilities. We can get them facilities and if we not get the human resources for manage, run them, manage them well, then it's nothing. So all is not lost. Low people are not free. See who is, as far as cancer care and treatment is concerned, Sierra Leone is doomed. No, all is not lost.
Right.
But the challenges then just like every other country, even developed countries, then get the challenges already face here and there.
Okay, doctor. So we talk about prevention. You know, like today, you the school me behind the scenes. Prevention. You know, we talk about how we go able to advise with people for prevent. Some of them you said are genetic related, others are lifestyles, you know, related. What are some of the things that you go and say out there for prevent certain kinds of cancers where you feel to say we're not making crop up now with system, now with country?
Yeah, as I see, well, we got to call adjustable factors, adjustable risk factors, and non-adjustable risk factors. Non-adjustable risk factors and like risk factors, we know we change at all, like your genetics.
Yes.
You're not going to change your genetics. That's why you're non-adjustable. If you get a gene for a special type of cancer, well, you go for the under screening and monitoring so that they go with diagnosis early and treat you. You're not going to change what I be. That aside, the changeable risk factors, like cigarette smoking, tobacco smoking, right? Tobacco alone get more than 18 different types of carcinogens.
Yeah.
It alone they cause more than 18 different types of cancers, tobacco alone, right? Excessive alcohol, right? Certain food they would eat, more of this westernized food they eat, this fast food. Infections, certain type of infections. We go for avoid them. If we will prevent them, we'll prevent them. You know. Then you go for the exercise regularly. Because in Sierra Leone, we started being copy Western lifestyle. For go come hold this, don't be in computer. We come you go sit down, inside motor car, go in house. We go sit down in my house, it take put TV on, sit down a chair. Easy. So if we will moderate and regulate certain habits, then
yes,
we will avoid certain cancers.
Okay. So the other thing again where you don't explain to me, so you know, some of we went on potato couch. We're lazy. I'm lazy. I'm not able to do much exercise, you know. But I listen to the advice we don't give from time, you know. So and we were not a take all that exercise there so as we're supposed to do, either because of we are aging or whatever. What is there for us to do differently? If you're looking at the population, say, well, you get a lot of old people, and now we're not going for the command, and they also waka go far and stuff like that. But yes, we still want to live the life. What can we do differently in terms of now? We got to look at we diet, what we eat, and try to avoid certain kinds of foods and stuff like that inside we own system, away from the fast food where some people na salon not go able for afford. But talking about generally eating, you know, like people like you say not for eat meat, you don't eat certain age, too much meat eating, you for avoid them, avoid certain other kinds of food. So what's not the advice in that area there?
Oh, that's very good. First and foremost, aging is unavoidable. We all the
Yes,
age
it is
every day.
indeed.
So, so we are all aging. Some people just happen to be in the line first, but I don't miss it.
Yes, I am. Thank you.
that don't miss it. We don't the owner. We the owner. We say the camp. So that is number one.
Yes,
Number
sir.
the thing you raise about lifestyle changes. Yes, most well, it's almost everything we talk is not true. You have to change your lifestyle. No matter how lazy you be, if for the day you will walk a distance of 50 meters, if you walk around the house, now good exercise than for you.
Okay.
Right? If a 60 plus year old somebody will walk at 50, 60 meters in a day or 100 meters in a day within a period of 24 hours, you don't need to do them within 1 hour, that will be okay if you able to change your nutrition. Basically, yeah, your food we eat. We don't reach certain age, you find out say the body the old, right?
Yes.
The glands in the old, the organs instead in the old. Imagine they don't burn your pancreas on the work from the day then when. How many even before the money don't be work. We defend my belly.
Yes.
Plus 60 years.
Yes, sir.
Like a very long time, Nandi. You don't work all this while. So and itself, it old and incest and reduce. So what you go do, forget extra job for do by not eating certain types of food.
Yes.
We don't pass 50, you need for at least try to avoid sugar. Try to avoid sugar. Eat more of plant-based diet. You can eat meat, but not in excess and not on a regular basis. Right? Because actually at age 50 plus, how many kilograms of how many grams of meat you need for eating a day? 100 grams. We're not like 1-2 junk of meat. We don't cut no more. Right? Eat that in a day, you don't meet your meat requirement for 24 hours. So you see.
Yes.
So you really need to adjust your lifestyle and
okay.
You'll be okay.
And I hope say.
Go on, Sister.
Yes. I just hope say we people and they listen to this and away from the one in Sierra Leone, the one that within in the diaspora, we they eat boku meat, relax, So I hope said we said they listen we were there for no say lifestyle changes very necessary in terms of diet. Prince, I'll just say a little story before we go forward.
Yeah,
I met
absolutely.
a doctor like about a year ago, and I'm against on certain difficulties and through conversation, I tell doctor how I'm in the feel in terms of not being able to digest my food. I can eat a little food and then I can get for go throw up. And very quickly, doctor understood what was happening there. He was able to advise me for go see me general practitioner, and then they go do some tests for me and and then the advice I got the doctor give me was eat little, not eat too much meal at one go, try for change your diet. And I mean, this helped me because I was really struggling. I've come to a place where I don't really understand what happened to me. So they need to advise me. So I hope we people and they listen, no shame for discuss something with your doctor or even with a friend. We need to speak openly about these things. Now, all we also, we need for no so not all kinds now with the eat the cow with the eat I will be old 30, 40. So yes, Prince, yes,
absolutely,
you and Dr. Una young
yeah, we are young. Just to add to that, yes. I want to say welcome to Sister Monica Kucha. This is a Polish sister. Now that I've been saying here for flow in and out of English. Now, sister, we're working at Buckingham Palace. She's Polish. Of course, she's now English. She's watching the program. Also want to say welcome to few people. Absolutely, Mr. Khalifa Koroma watching the program. Brother Thomas Rogers is also watching the program. Mr. Adnan Anta, Sister Kadiatu Jallo, Murietta Luke, and many more, Mohammed Suleiman, and few other people. We know that when it comes to politics or the little G's, people cannot tune in. But programs like these are far more important than the others. I want to make this, kind of known to people so that we understand this is about health. And we heard the sister earlier on talking about, lifestyle. Lifestyle changes, life or lives for that matter. It makes us to live a little bit more longer because the process of death is inevitable. It's going to happen anyway. But if we manage our lifestyle, we will be around for quite some time, probably see the grandchildren through school, high school, possibly college, and settle down. How much of we know one for see that kind of lifestyle indeed? I believe every one of us. That's why it's important that we tune to platforms of this nature and listen to lectures of this kind from people who are kind of professionals. So ladies and gentlemen, once more tonight, on the 17th day of January 2021, which by the way, happens to be my wedding anniversary. I've been in a 33, 34-year relationship, unbreakable, unshakable. But this is not what I want to talk about tonight, but at least I want to pay respect to that. Okay, so because it's been celebrated tonight and it happened for, say, the Temu we talk about this all-important program. At the same time, emotionally, we lost a brother and a friend at the community, Mr. Raymond Sombe, to whom we have expressed in behalf of this platform profound and deepest condolences to the family of the late brother and the wider end of his family and connections. May the soul of the brother rest in peace. But tonight, we are talking about the living. We are talking about those of us, who's got breath that's left in us. How can we manage this? And one of the things when they play Queen on cancer, luckily for us, we've got a brother who lives in Russia, studying in Russia, working in Russia, and Russia is one of the big countries as we speak now. So this is where the brother is studying, and where he is an institution which is dedicated completely to the study of cancer. So cancer, we understand, can come in multiple ways, but we are trying to restrict this to the end where we come from because our facilities are restricted, our human resources are restricted, our resources are restricted financially or otherwise. So tonight we are talking to Dr. Tarawally. Dr. Tarawally, I want to bring you come back home, sir. Okay? I've been speaking to a family. Yeah, like I've been saying, we get a few foreigners that really watch, and I'm really, really happy that they are watching. I knew this program is more important to them. Now we talk about facilities like Dr. Janet, kind of talk about. We also talk about prevention. Now you don't make we for understand waiting a cancer, then carcinogenic things that we can happen like cigarette smoking, rum drinking, and how to mitigate the effect there so that we go slide away from even going into the treatment. But until we want to talk about treatment tonight, so if we lack the institutions or the facilities for facilitate treatment eventually, if we do incur these diseases, what will you be advising potentially as a professional within this discipline?
Well, looking at the situation in Sierra Leone, and even in most countries where they have institutions and the facilities, we have prevention. The work, there's stress prevention. Because when you prevent, it's less costly than number one. Then once, the difficult thing here is this, once a cancer process don't begin, once it don't begin, for stop them, in fact, for even try to identify them, it's difficult. let alone for stop them, it's more difficult. Even wherein they identify them, they manage for stop them, they manage for treat them. What they use for treat them is harmful. Whether we use, because we can use chemicals, chemotherapy, surgery for remove solid tumors, radiotherapy, they get target therapy, right? So if, let's say we use chemotherapy, most of them chemicals, they are harmful. So they not only try for destroy the cancer cells, they equally destroy the normal cells. Surgery, of course, not a trauma, because they go bleed somebody in body, go through it, anything can happen within a process, then you can, fatality can happen during surgeries and everything. Of course, radio rays also is harmful. So, like, we will not get all these facilities.
Yeah.
We will really put emphasis on prevention, lifestyle changes. Those lifestyles will even modify. Don't avoid cigarette smoking, alcohol drinking. Don't avoid them. But then cosmetic products, the way they go give it, they get carcinogens. That's why we begin see women having breast cancers at a very young age, 20, 26, 33, 34.
Yeah.
But then cosmetics products here, they get carcinogens. Definitely, they get things that they cause cancer. Don't avoid stressful situations. Okay. Because stress, they cause so many things.
Stress. Okay.
So we need to put emphasis on prevention, lifestyle changes. So really work on it one in day first. Why should we try for build now the institution for take care of situations where we're not able to prevent them again, but for face them head on.
Yeah. Okay. Doc, I want to ask you possibly 3 questions in one. Then I yield the floor to Sister Janet. Again, I want to use the opportunity for congratulate those of you, the few of you who have tuned in tonight. This is quite important. This is a medical business. So I want to thank you for tuning in. And I hope so we go share. Sister Monica Kucha, congratulations. I heard we are expecting a baby, but then there are the contradictions or emotions that we have to go through with the COVID-19 thing. But Saturday it will pass and the baby will be safe. Congratulations, my dear sister. Been knowing the sister for many, many years now. Thank you for tuning in. So, Doctor, you did mention a couple of things that way people need for do or situations that we definitely get for arise in terms of treatment. I got a little bit confused myself. So I be once seek a further clarification on that. And then once we set up the institutions, for sort of care for cancer, eventually, even though they are lacking, I be want to talk about the relationship, because my understanding is before it was a different way for care for cancer or cancerous patients. So now that you have the discipline is being special, first I think it have been general physicians, and like they say, this is not to me area, so I don't want to go deep into that, unless I make mistake. But now it's like say, even you self, the oncologist, they form a special relation, not intentionally with patients, because if you treat patients then come for trust you with their lives. So in that middle ground, they form a relationship, doctor. But I'll go back again to chemotherapy. Waiting at chemotherapy, because I believe you mentioned them briefly, but most of us don't know what it is. I know you talk about the chemicals, how dangerous they are, and how different it is if it is from radiation therapy, and then you get bones, marrow transplant, if you like, immunotherapy, and hormone therapy, and I believe few other things. Dear doctor, take me through the things they are, because I get people that will ask me that question, they waiting and things they are mean, and it's like when we get a doctor where a specialist area than they, he's going to be the man for explaining all of these stories so we understand them. So that's why it is, doctor, break that down for me and talk about the relationship between you and patients. Once they, you get cancer, they've been identified with cancer, and you, they help for provide treatment and hence assurance, the mental state and the personal relationship where you and your people in the form.
Yeah, Mr. Kuma, yeah, you sound like a professor.
Doctor, you make her feel good, but at the same time I feel down. You know, I want to talk to you because this is not my field, sir. Thank you so much.
Doctor, this shows that Prince Kroma is doing his assignment.
Absolutely, I know they can meet an expert,
Yeah,
so
but-
I don't read.
But yeah, very yeah. These are on a more serious note. These are very, very important questions.
Thank you very
to
much.
start with the relationship between the doctor and the patient. Well, first and foremost, generally most people they don't even know it's a cancer. So the mention of the word itself, cancer to them, then they take and say it's a death sentence.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yes.
You know, so people don't know, some people don't even take it as an ordinary death sentence. They say this is an execution order now. Don't sign execution order. I'm going to be shot. Firing squad. So
Doctor, before you go far, you remember the first time when we get conversation about me pancreas, when I told you a few things were happening to me, and then you said, "Oh, we have to look at your pancreas." I said, "Are you saying?" He said, "No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying." Let's move. Yes.
So if you don't identify at least a patient with a cancerogenous process, you got to make that patient they trust you, right? You got to establish trust with that patient, because whatever you go for tell her now, you go either make you go commit suicide,
Yeah,
or you go make you follow you advise and take treatment. So like the approach to talking to cancer patients really, as I say, Usami Dinaya, once the all the diagnostics profile don't come in, the labs don't come in, the MRI, CT scans, the histology don't come in. Well, the attending physician within they meet, they call it a consilium, right? Wherein everybody meets, they sit down talk with the patient with a clinical psychologist. We go for talk and through. You see. So it's not only one doctor, but the bond for them between the medical team and the patient.
Yeah.
So we need to forget that in place. Then number one. They talk about the various types of treatment for cancers. Yes, you're right.
Yes,
You
sir.
mentioned outrightly, as I say, you sound like a professor, chemotherapy, radiotherapy, surgery, hormone therapy, target therapy, you know. Chemotherapy, now when you use chemicals, some of them are very toxic in the first place.
Right.
Okay. So they're toxic. But you use them for them kill harmful cells. But in the process, as they kill harmful cells, they kill also normal cells. Because we get a phenomenon called the innocent bystander effect. You understand? I will explain this.
Yeah.
For example, right? Riot happened at Capitol Hill recently, right? Now use that as an example. The law assumes within that riot, innocent somebody, in the particular area, it just they pass somewhere, it happened for them within that area. Then police and shoot the rioters, but bullets go meet them, it kill them.
Yeah.
So now something like that, innocent bystander effect. Enjoy the past innocently, it just happened for me within that vicinity, riot that happened, you don't know, get shot. So it can happen within the treatment of chemotherapy also, because the chemicals, they know they only go kill or destroy the cancerous cells, they as well they kill nearby cells and normal cells. So you see, so it gets a good effect, but it also get bad effect.
Sir. So
then we'll come to radiotherapy. This now we're going to use radio waves, right? Gamma, alpha waves for bombard the tumor site, the cancer site, outside in D, for kill them, the cells. But don't forget, let's say they pass through the body. So as they pass, for go hit that target day, they cause damage along the way.
Yeah.
Then of course we get the hormone therapy. This now when they treat cancers, then based purely on the sensitivity to hormones.
Yeah.
Right. For example, if I now say man get prostate cancer, but it's testosterone positive, you either get medicine with the block testosterone, or the source of testosterone in my body, you eliminate them.
Doctor, forgive me. Of course, this is a learning curve for me. So you test somebody positive, you get high testosterone. And I don't understand the correlation, here with positive and high testosterone. Would you break that down for me, please?
Well, I just give an example. I say somebody get prostate cancer, right? Which is made dominantly in men. You get me? You get prostate cancer, but the cancer is sensitive to testosterone. The cancer they grow because they produce testosterone beyond certain limit, certain physiological limit.
Yeah.
So you like get medicine with the block that testosterone, or you remove the source of testosterone in body.
Of the testosterone, yeah. I get you now, yeah. Yeah, I do get you now. Many thanks for that. Yeah.
Then we get what you call target therapy, right? Target therapy now, if you look at the molecular nature of the cancer or the tumor, then they use certain molecular mechanisms for block the growth of the tumor. Like angiogenesis for form blood vessels, because when the tumor they grow, it need blood supply for feed.
Yeah.
So those targets they go for block blood supply to that particular tumor, make it not grow. In that case, it will become atrophied. It will die of hunger.
Atrophied. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Doctor, I mean, many thanks, sir. We really appreciate it. And to the rest of the viewing team here tonight, we get one announcement, major announcement for make, which is, and we make this live, Dr. Tarawally, a specialist, oncologist, about disease where they read, we tear, we apart, a man who is offered just this evening, timeless, countless, priceless amount of advice in terms of a killer disease, will be on this platform for help we for understand many other things within the medical field. So as per my understanding, Dr. Tarawally will be giving his time for explain to we medical things so that we as a people will grow up, adjust we lifestyle, reduce the dependence, and stop the weighing of the social consequence on the system wherever we come from, most especially from Sierra Leone, so that we go grow together healthy, and a healthy nation is a prosperous nation. So the doctor will be on this platform henceforth, and we will talk about that later on the times that it will be and the days where it will be for give medical advice, pro bono, free. Can you imagine that? So we are really thankful to the doctor. I don't know if Sister Janet did all of this, because we've been promised the doctor say we're not going to keep on for more than 1 hour, 20, 30 minutes. And we fastly don't approach the time. Sister Janet, are you there? Okay, we'll not get Sister Janet. So I just ask Doctor one or two more questions before we close this program. So Doctor, obviously, from the beginning of this program, you mentioned, say, you be not go back home, just like most other doctors. And we talked to another prominent doctor, that was a week ago, Dr. Sheku Sise, we na pediatrician about picking business. I mean, this channel just they grow from height to height. Last week, we had a pediatrician about picking them. Today, we get an oncologist, practicing one, okay? They offer advice. And these people are going to be like permanent on this platform probably every week, every fortnight, depending on their busy schedule, but the idea they're going to be here. So Dr. Tarawally, with all of this way, you don't say, sir, you will not go serve once upon a time, and I believe say the atmosphere not being conducive enough, but then you go on, but you don't go better yourself even much more. Are you saying, or are you going to promise the Sierra Leonean people that all of this way you do is for them, eventually that you're going to transition back home, because you will not learn your lesson, but you get a different format now, but all of this is for the benefit of your country, sir?
I'm literally on my way home.
Oh dear. Okay.
This year I go home.
This year. So we're not even far away. We're not even far. Oh my God.
Yes.
Doctor,
Well, basically,
I'm excited.
within the first half of this year, I'm supposed to be home. I'm going to be home. It's in my country. Yeah, everything is not just bright and
West. Yeah.
fanciful or whatever you call it.
On the side of the world.
It's home.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
It's home. It's home. Home is home. And if we don't do what we're supposed to do for country, nobody's going to do it for us. So
Wow.
if we say because of I don't go, I was ABC, XYZ, therefore I never go there again. Well, people can say that is their opinion, but me na a patriot. Na salo born, na salo men, and na salo go for work. I don't go work, I don't come, I go.
Yes, having said that, Dr. Tarawally, Dr. Sheku will make one statement who I will repeat, and that's until we just talk. Dr. Sheku say, we're all in the diaspora, and we want to return to Sierra Leone at some point. But we're also aware that we medical system not up to scratch. So you don't fight, doctor, and the fight for others I want to go try for where they struggle, where they continue with the fight, regardless of waiting and get at hand for treat patients them. We are now saying to the diaspora, them people in the diaspora, for say we're going to begin pay keen attention to we medical facility them, because when we also now you give me another 10 years, I'd like to retire to Sierra Leone. Then when you sick now, you don't go to hospital for go. This is the reason why this platform, this medical show was born, because of that kind questioning there, and the need to answer that question lies in the doctors we go volunteer for help the fight against lack of resources and creating the awareness to government for say yes, we need diagnostic centers, we need treatment for all kind of diseases in the country. Dr. Tarawally, you just touched my heart really, because you and I have had several conversations about you coming to London and stuff like that. You said to me in a clear term, you said home is home. That's why my heart lies. I want to tell you, thank you very much, for that inspiration, the motivation to others. I just want to say, you really touched my heart. Thank you.
Yeah. And just after that, Doctor, we're definitely going to have to let you go, because where you are now, it's late in the night. But I want to use this opportunity for tell family, because one or two people and just ask on the platform, where is this doctor? So hence the necessity why we can ask this question. And we are talking about a doctor, for goodness sake. We did talk about a doctor who can cure people. And in this case, we did talk about cancer, a killer disease. So we as a nation should be proud, forget such a man. And before we disnet, the man has said, can I repeat verbatim, although I don't forget a little bit, but the idea is he is going back home very soon. And very soon not mean, like an hospital amount, this year. And I believe probably in the next 5 months, I guess. In the next 5 months, he is gone and going to contribute what he's learned from this great side of the Atlantic to the other side, for bring respect, dignity to in people. And Doctor, for this, we greatly appreciate you. And anything where we can do for help for promote that cause day, definitely this is your platform. And Fambulem, this now Dr. Tarawally. Dr. Tarawally go get a regular platform. Now this program will go walk them out, where INSESF will come and talk to una Fambulem in the wide and clear as to the way forward. Yeah. So Dr. Tarawally, very much thank you, sir. Maybe you get one lasting word, yeah, because normally that's what we do before we get them, for wrap up the program. Maybe you want to tell Fambulance something very, very special. Maybe we be the keep from we.
Yeah, well, the only thing I want to tell my family and all the listeners then, one, cancer is not an execution order or a death sentence. So if they tell you, say you get cancer, not to think if you take and say this is the end of my life.
Yeah.
If you can get appropriate care and treatment in time, you go well and recover fully. And unfortunately, people do not know this, right? And even most doctors do not know this. But we work with cancers, oncologists, they will know this, say, all cancers are curable. Yes. Cancers, they're incurable. The problem here is people they show up late.
Okay.
You understand? People they show up late to hospitals, but incurable. So people in a salon or wherever on a family themselves, cancer is not a death sentence, and all cancers are curable. I know that they are. Wow. No matter what you don't diagnose with, they diagnose with you in time and you age for you because some other one the age factor in the if picking below 10 years, you get glioblastoma, and somebody above 60 get glioblastoma, definitely that picking get more chances for survival sickness than the big person. But all those are just differences we will not able to avoid, but it's curable. And to my colleagues in back home, doctors, nurses, lab personnel, and healthcare professionals generally, when they do a very great job, when they work, all the work in very difficult circumstances in the country, and well, now choose this profession. So we'll not go option, irrespective of the challenges, we'll keep up the good fight. And I understand, say, government is try for build a radiotherapy center. Maybe make a special appeal. May they not only build a radiotherapy center, may they build a cancer treatment, diagnostics and treatment institution which encompass all areas that are needed for cancer care. Because radiotherapy is just one aspect. So please, whoever get access to talk to government people, then when they look into this aspect also, yeah. And
they are listening to the program, so speak directly to them. They will listen to this program.
They are watching. If they're not watching right now, they'll watch later. Address them one more time again, doctor, because this is important. Because they are about to take a step. Yes, sir. Go on, sir. Sorry.
So the government of Sierra Leone will understand, say, you want to build a radiotherapy treatment center for radiotherapy treatment of cancers, where maybe they make a special appeal to UNAM. Do not limit it to radiotherapy. Expand it to include all aspects of cancer, diagnostics and treatment. Please, get a chemotherapy center, radiotherapy center, diagnostic center, histology center, cytology center, radiology center, outside they do MRI, CT scans and everything. So let's all be one-stop shop for cancer. Let me put it that way.
Yeah.
And to the host, Janet Matamusa and Mr. Prince Kruma, the Prince.
Yes, sir.
I want to thank you very much for giving me this platform. Karibu, at least share me tiny knowledge. It's just like a drop in an ocean. But I appreciate the fact that when I give me the opportunity to make a share with you now. Yeah? Thank you very much.
Okay.
Well, Prince, I just want to say to Dr. Tarawally, when I met you last year, you are a blessing to me. I'll let you know this because I met you at a point where I had to go through a lot health-wise, but you worked with me diligently. Your language was very gentle. You kept reassuring me of certain things because, you know, there was a fear factor there, but you were always there. If I call you in the middle of the night, regardless of time, you go respond. And I think the nanny doctor, please may I ask you, your relationship with you telemedicine patient, you know, you've been there for me. I want to say thank you, and I hope say other patients the way they ask. I mean, other people the way they watch. Now the forum where they say, who's this doctor there? How can they reach this doctor? You know what? I know the question. I know what you're asking, how to reach him. And the doctor agree. Maybe we go get a WhatsApp page. Also, we go add on all now. Can bring on a question. Can when I go to ask him privately. You don't have to put it in the forum. And I think to say, Prince, I want to say thank you very much. And to Dr. Sheku to say as well, each time we speak about this medical thing, we'll go to Dr. Sheku Sise and say, we want to make sure that Dr. Sheku Sise link with him brother, Dr. Tarawally, and Dr. Moigula is watching. He was unable to join us, but he's on my page. So we are saying to all the doctors that waiting at Sierra Leone, whether in the diaspora, please join on our brother them, make una try for help with people in Sierra Leone. You know, I mean, what a wonderful, wonderful day. I want to say, take the time out to say to you, Dr. Tarawally, thank you very much. Yeah. I love who you are. Thank you.
Wow.
Make you have not divorce you.
Okay. On a more serious note, just
yes,
before
sir.
I'll let you go, Sister Janet. Dr.
Yes.
Moigula, what's in his specialty again? Just want to talk about him briefly.
Dr. Moigula is a physician, but I also understand
retired.
Dr. Tarawally, you go make her clear. I think he treats tropical diseases.
Yeah, well, of course, physicians, you know, general medicine.
Well, he specializes, that area they specialize in, you know, treating tropical diseases, you know. He studied in Russia as well. Yes. Okay, he studied in Russia as well.
I met him once in the Sierra Leone. I don't meet him. I don't work with him in Sierra Leone anyway.
Fantastic.
Very well.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, Famule, this is not the good news when they come to the dinner now. I mean, things are happening. Dots are being connected. Like, I think now Steve Jobs from Apple. Now, he say, not to forward you look, now behind you look. That way you look, who's you come from, that's the way you connect. Now, in the give information, you know, for the future. And this is exactly what's happening on this platform, you know, the then and now. So, when I hear Sister Janet, of course, just before I talk about what you talk about, did you hear that voice? Did you hear how infectious that voice is? Did you hear how radiology, if I can use a Dr. Tarawally in term, from a medical to a media term, how it is? And it's coming. You haven't heard it yet. It's coming, and it's coming in the form of radio. And I'll tell you, brothers and sisters, it will be soon. Soon it will be upon us. But tonight, we want to say thank you so much to Dr. Tarawally. Exceptional. Like I say, the dots are being connected. The T's are being crossed. The terms and conditions are being met. People of different professions, same professions, different, you know, kind of dialectics are coming together with they harness the energy, that's synergy. Now they put together. Just last week, we had another eminent doctor, Dr. Sheku Sise, a pediatrician, okay, we win a $3.5 million grant for teach people how to become doctors, for raise the standard of we health of we people back where we come from. And tonight we had another specialist, Dr. Tarawally, an oncologist now person where they talk about the prevention, the treatment of cancer. Now, this man, that's what we had here tonight. I mean, you can't have it bigger than this. I don't know, maybe other one in the come, but for now, this is the biggest we've had. And above all, these people are not make commitment that they will keep coming on this platform. Dr. Tarawally, don't tell we say, when and if convenient, and probably weekly, quarterly, fortnightly, if they come on this platform for can talk about health issues, because what really matters is issues of the heart, connection with him and the people, corporate social responsibility. Partly, this conversation gets a little bit emotional, but I quickly run away from there because Mr. Self quick forget emotional. Did you hear the doctor talk about his late dad? What happened? How he able, how he thought. I not even want to go into that. So it's about payback time. So even though the old man is no longer around, this young man feel obligated. This is why he don't study. He can stay there if he want. He can go any part of the Western world. He will survive. He will succeed. But he's taking the risk because why? In nation, usa ekomot. It is close to in chest. It is uppermost in mind. And this is what it is. I could go on and on and on. But for tonight, special thanks, first of all, my wedding anniversary, the death of Brother Sombe. May his soul rest in perfect peace. Thanks to Sister Janet, the co-host, that infectious voice. And above all, thanks to Dr. Tarawally, we guessed, we can tell we about cancer. There is much more to come from this man. Ladies and gentlemen, keep tuned on the dinner now. Mr. Tarawally, Dr. Tarawally, if you get any last thing for say, you get the platform about 2, 3, 4 minutes. If you don't, we are happy to close the program, sir.
Yeah, well, thanks very much. I'm very happy for me only to contribution tonight. And I wish for continue such engagement. The only thing I want to avoid too much of protocols. I don't like much of protocols anyway. So please,
Okay.
No.
With respect to me, I don't like too much of protocols. I just.
Oh, you want to call her by name, Augustine? You know what the doctor name?
At least you don't.
Well, the school of thought will come up from, sir. The school of thought will come up from, sir. Maybe I repeat that too many times. They give unto Caesar what is due unto Caesar. Now wait till Caesar lead on in coffin. They begin calling the title them and begin getting flower gear now. So anyway, much more noted, sir. Maybe the next time I might just say it once, and the next time I might just make it very much more casual.
Oh, yeah. That's as simple. As simple as
I want everything to just be simple, you know.
Yes, simple.
Yes, sir.
Yes, simple.
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
We respect that. Yeah, yes, sir. Mr. Janet, last word.
Well, you know, I want to say to everybody when they watch this program, do not suffer in silence. You know, if you get a problem, you know, you want to discuss it with doctor. We don't know how to put doctor a number. He's a very busy person, but maybe una can leave a message for Prince Chroma and you go able for link una with doctor. You know, if you just say alone, you want to ask a question on this platform, talk to Prince Chroma. He go transfer your message to doctor. Please come up, speak up. No, not suffer alone. You know, for me, until I met him, I was suffering. You know, so Prince, again, I want to say thank you. Until we come again next week, happy anniversary to you and your wife.
you stole the first one and you're stealing the last one. I'm not going to give you the last one. I'm definitely going to have it. Yeah. Unayiri sister, I respect her so much, you know, yeah, and I love this sister. Yeah. Brilliant. She is. But here is the thing, Unayiri. Don't suffer in silence. This is catchy. Don't suffer in silence. Just reflect on that. Don't suffer in silence. In other words, there is help at hand. So if you get this problem, it's in you and your doctor. You don't need to tell me. You only need to ask me. Give me the contact of the doctor. Give me the website of the doctor. Give me the email of the doctor. I want personal. I want to speak to my doctor. That's all you need to do. That's what in the system mean by do not suffer in silence. Yes. And we are not only talking about Sierra Leoneans here, we're talking about the world in general. This man has studied in the Federation of the Russian Republic, and he is equipped. Of course, we know that. Put the politics aside. Today now all day I try for, stay away from politics, as people and will see me regular blogs were empty other than congratulations and enjoyment and dance and what have you. But notwithstanding, I left now with this last word because I can't live without politics. That's what I feed on. I live, I talk, I sleep, I drink, I eat politics. To our head of state, you read the message here tonight. Una about for set up XYZ. Please listen to the message from this illustrious doctor, son of the soil that we've just spoken to. Away from that, on the issue of justice, Kamarimba, he suffered. If, okay, everything else is alleged, let him go or give him a fair trial. And I believe, say, this week is going to be a week of a trial. If he's not guilty, let him go. Because what this does, General Bio, retired Brigadier Julius Mada Bio, is it restores confidence in your government. It talks about the independence and create that independence and confidence in people, the optimism in people, that the new direction that you promised the nation of Sierra Leone is indeed working or is going to work, that people can hope, that people can be the optimists that they're supposed to be, or what you've made them to believe, because 2020 ended dismally. 2021, you have spoken in your New Year's Day message that the people of Sierra Leone should be optimistic. Optimistic in what, Mr. President? Virtually, technically, by these things that we are talking about. Give people the justice that they deserve. Justice delayed is justice denied. Give Kamarimba a chance. If Kamarimba appear in court this week, let the procedure play out in full. Let the people of Sierra Leone see that there is a true nature in you, Mr. President, that you want to take this nation into a new direction. On this note, ladies and gentlemen, I take the pleasure in asking you, can I end this program here tonight? Thank you so much all for tuning in. This very week, we've got a criminal justice expert who will be here to talk about the difference between jail and prison and what needs to be done in terms of the justice system in the Republic of Sierra Leone. For me, in behalf of my co-host, Sister Janet, Martha,